Hi, today I wanted to go over structures and unions in C. So a structure, you can think about a struct as like a collection of different variables. So if I wanted to declare some students in C, I could create an ID and a name for that student, right? Just in normal C. However, if I want to, I could actually just group them together like this into one data type called student. So structures in C are very similar to like classes in Java, for example. There are some differences. For example, all structures inherit directly from the system and they can't inherit each other. Like how in Java you can have superclasses and subclasses. You can't have that in C. There's a bunch of other examples too. But yeah, this is very convenient if you want to group up different variables together. To declare a structure, you write the word struct and then student, which will be just any name for the structure you want, and then the curly brackets like this, then your variables, and then at the end of curly brackets, you need a semicolon there. The same kind of thing for union. You need a semicolon there basically to tell C that you're done declaring the structure. Now, in your code, to declare different structure instances, you can call them, there are two different ways. Here's the first way. You can declare it like this. You declare the struct by itself by typing struct and then the struct name and then the variable name. Then to set the different properties, you do the variable name, in this case s1, dot, ID equals, and then whatever you want. And then for the strings, you can just declare them with string copy like this. Basically, this is like saying s1.name equals Johnny. That's the first way you can declare them, but if you want to declare them in one line, you can do that as well. You can declare them like this. Again, struct student s2, same format, and then with curly brackets, you can declare first your ID and then your name. You cannot declare them in any order you want. This will be the ID, this will be the name. If you declare them like this, that's bad. As you can see now, I get some random string, and I get a random integer value. That's not what I declared. That's because I didn't declare it in the right order. So I'm going to comment that out because that's bad code. I have to declare it in the proper order. Now, you might also get annoyed by having to type struct every time you declare a struct. You can avoid that in the following ways. You can instead use typedef and then struct. Then you move the name of the struct at the end like this. And what that does is now, as you can see, I get errors. I could just declare structs like this. Just with student like that. That's if you wanted to do it without having to write struct. Both ways, using typedef or not, are valid, but I'm going to keep it this way. Now, of course, if you want to declare some struct pointer, you could do that just like any other pointer. You declare your pointer type, this is like your variable, then the star, then your variable name equals, let's say, the address of some other pointer. Absolutely, that works well. Now, the thing that makes it different is for pointers, you can't do student pointer dot ID. This won't work. This is wrong. Instead of the dot, you need the arrow, like that. So that's just a minus symbol and a greater than symbol. As you can see, I had to use that there. And when I run it, I get the correct values. And then to declare an array of structs or an array of unions, you could just do it like this, just like any other variable type. Then to set different properties, you could just do things like this. Oh, no, that's the wrong name. There we go. You could just do that. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same as any other array. So that's structures. Now let's talk about unions. What makes unions so special? They're different kind of structure. Unions basically allow all the different properties to exist in the same memory space. So in total, this structure right here will take up the total of all of its components, but the union right here will basically take up the same memory as, you could say, the maximum the maximum thing. So in this case, array 20. So if I declare a union epic like this, I declare it the same kind of way. If I print the size of it like this, size of epic, I get 20 because that's the largest thing. Now, there's something interesting about this though. Only one property can really be set at a time. So what does that look like in practice? Well, if I uncomment this out, so first I declare, the string, then I declare the integer, then I declare the float. When I run this, the float is comprehensible. Yeah, that's floating point accuracy right there. Epic. Float's comprehensible, but the integer, I didn't set it to that. I set it to 55. And the string, I didn't set it to this. I set it to C program. Now, if I declare the string last, what in the world? I didn't declare this. I didn't declare that. I did declare this. This is valid. And if I put the integer first, then what is this? The integer is correct, but these are garbage. That's because you can only declare one thing at a time. And this can actually be kind of useful for different things. For example, in other languages, Python lists can have different, variable types. JavaScript arrays can have different variable types. PHP arrays can have different variable types, but oh my goodness, I can't talk about PHP. That sucks. But that's where you could do something similar in C, where you can actually declare an array of a union, and then declare each index something different. You could declare one an integer, one a string, and then one a float. You could it's a little bit weird, but you can do it using unions. So that's just a little basic introduction to what structures and unions are. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good day.